Have you ever put off an important task so much that you find yourself asking, why am I here? Why am I not doing anything? Do I have a problem? Or maybe you just wanted to send an email, read a page, do a small task. But suddenly, you find yourself scrolling through someone's story for the fifth time, someone you don't even know. Or you went to check your phone for a moment, and next thing you know, half an hour's passed, and you're still watching reels saying, okay, just one more. If you answered yes, know this: you're not alone. This video is exactly for you. If you stick with me until the end, you might figure out how to train your brain so it doesn't keep running away from work all the time. Where does procrastination actually come from? Let's start with a scientific fact. Procrastination isn't a personality trait. It's a brain reaction. The human brain is designed to conserve energy. According to research from Princeton University, when our brain faces a difficult or important task, it subconsciously sends signals to our body saying, go do something easier. Like what? Scrolling, checking messages, even cleaning the room. Why? Because these activities require less energy and give instant satisfaction. But in reality, you're just avoiding responsibility. The identity principle from Atomic Habits. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, says, real change happens when you shift from changing your behavior to changing your identity. Let me give you a visual example. If you only try to train like an athlete, you'll get tired quickly and quit. But if you tell yourself, I am an athlete, then training becomes part of your identity, not just an extra task. So the first step is, step 1, rewrite your identity. Instead of saying, I'm a lazy person, say, I am someone who is getting a little better every day. Every time you do something small, like reading for 5 minutes, swimming once, writing 2 lines, you're telling your brain, I'm someone who puts in effort. And slowly, your brain will believe it because the brain accepts repeated behaviors. Step 2, the power of the present moment, from the power of now. Eckhart Tolle says something very important in his book, The Power of Now. The mind is always either in the past or in the future, but you can only do something in the present. When we procrastinate, we're actually living in the future. We say, I'll do it tomorrow, or it's okay if I don't do it today, there's still time. But the future is just an illusion. Here's a simple but incredibly powerful exercise. The present moment exercise. Sit in a quiet place. For 1 minute, just pay attention to your breath. Then ask yourself, right now, just right now, what's one small thing I can do that will move me forward by just 2%? Maybe you can only open your laptop. Just that. But that small action is the start of a bigger movement. Step 3, the power of deep work. From Deep Work. Cal Newport says, focus is a skill you need to practice like a muscle. Every time you get distracted and jump to something else, you weaken your focus. A study from MIT shows that when you switch tasks, your brain takes up to 25 minutes to get back to deep focus. So what should we do? Deep focus exercise, the 25-minute Pomodoro rule. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Focus on just one task. Then take a 5-minute break, not on your phone. After that, do another 25 minutes. Every time you repeat this cycle, your brain gets stronger, just like a focus muscle. The 40% rule from Can't Hurt Me. David Goggins, a former Navy SEAL, says, when you think you can't go any further, you've only used 40% of your potential. This means your brain stops you way sooner than you actually need to stop, because it's focused on survival, not growth. Here's a trick to fight this lazy mindset. The 1 step more. Exercise every time you want to quit. Tell yourself, just one more time, just one more page, just one more minute. That extra step gets you out of procrastination and into the flow of effort. And your brain will slowly learn that, yes, you can push further. Step 5, growth mindset. From Mindset. Carol Dweck, a psychology professor at Stanford University, has a very interesting study. She showed that students who were told intelligence is flexible and can grow performed better in exams than those who thought intelligence is fixed and genetic. What does this mean? It means if you believe effort leads to progress, your brain enters an active learning mode. But if you think, I'm naturally lazy, you stop right there. Exercise to change your inner dialogue. Instead of saying, I'm an unmotivated person, say, I might not feel like it right now, but I can start with one small action. Instead of saying, I always procrastinate, Say, I'm learning to do things on time. From lazy mind to focused brain, scientific strategies for becoming a hardworking you. So far, we've learned that laziness is more of a brain reaction than a personality trait. We've learned we can guide our minds toward action through identity building, focus, and awareness. But now, let's take it one step further. Let's dive into exactly what happens in our brains when we procrastinate and how we can change this pattern. The brain, laziness, and the two decision-making systems. According to the dual system theory proposed by Daniel Kahneman, Nobel Prize winner in economics, our brain has two types of systems. System 1, fast, emotional, automatic. System 2, slow, logical, conscious. When you procrastinate, System 1 is at work. For example, you want to study, but suddenly you say, it's too much, I'll do it later. That's System 1 controlling you. But when you consciously decide to work for just 5 minutes with focus, you activate System 2. Step 6. Activate System 2 by asking questions. Whenever you feel like running away from a task, ask yourself, what if I just resist for 5 minutes now? How good will I feel afterward? Or if I give in now, will my lazy brain tell me to run away again tomorrow? By asking these questions, you wake up System 2. And when System 2 is active, the chances of making a wise decision increase dramatically. Dopamine, enemy of laziness or ally of effort. Most people think dopamine is just the pleasure hormone, but Harvard research shows that dopamine is more related to motivation toward a goal than to pleasure itself. What does that mean? It means when you have a clear goal and you're working toward it, your brain releases dopamine to encourage you to keep going. But if you're constantly consuming social media or fast foods, your brain gets used to getting dopamine without effort. And this means no more motivation for real work. Step 7. Dopamine detox. Here's a 24-hour challenge to reset dopamine. Use your phone only for necessary calls or messages. No sweets, chips, or fast foods. No entertainment content like YouTube or Instagram. Instead, read a physical book. Go for a 10-minute walk. Or just sit and reflect. After this challenge, you'll realize that simple pleasures are more real and your brain will have more motivation to work. Step 8. The 3-second rule, the procrastination destroyer technique. This technique was proposed by psychologist Mel Robbins. She says that when a task comes to mind, your brain has just 3 seconds to decide to do it. If you procrastinate beyond those 3 seconds, your lazy brain takes over and talks you out of it. Practical tip. Every time you say, I should do this task, count 3, 2, 1, go. Just get up. Even if you're only opening a book, that simple action sends a powerful signal to your brain. I'm in control, not laziness. Build an environmental trigger. Human behavior is heavily influenced by the environment. A fascinating study showed that just by moving fruit to the front shelves in a school, students' fruit consumption doubled. It shows that our brain takes the easiest option, not necessarily the best one. Environment set up for effort. Keep your phone out of the room. Set your desk neatly without distractions. Put a motivational phrase in front of you, e.g., I'm someone who finishes, not someone who starts and quits. These simple triggers push you toward action without even thinking about it. Step 10. Build systems, not goals. James Clear in his book Atomic Habits says, winners and losers have the same goals. The difference is in the system. What does that mean? It means if you say, I want to lose 10 kilos, but have no system for eating, sleeping, or exercising, you won't get anywhere. But if you say, every morning at 8 a.m., I'll exercise for 10 minutes, even without focusing on the result, you'll reach your goal. System building technique. Instead of saying, I must stop being lazy, say, every day at 9 a.m., I set a 25-minute timer for an important task. Before bed, I write a 3-item list for tomorrow's tasks. Every day, I take one small step, even if it's just writing one line. These small systems gradually distance you from your lazy mind. Look, no one in the world becomes successful with one big move. Successful people are those who've learned to do one small task with persistence every day, even when they feel bad, even when they don't believe in themselves. Remember, you're just one decision away from your real self. Not a big change, just one small decision. And that decision is right now. Your turn. Which part of this video helped you the most? If you were to start just one of these steps today, which one would it be? Write it in the comments. I'm just like you. I'm learning too. If this video helped or you learned something from it, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel right now. And remember, you're just one decision away from change.